Alright, so I'm back out working on the Earthship. As you can see, we got the floors poured. We did it in 2 different days. So we poured the backside one day, and then the greenhouse and wing wall rooms the second day. I got some time lapses of it. I'll put those in here soon. But just kind of wanted to explain what happened because it was kind of hectic and wasn't really able to explain very much. So I had already leveled off the ground underneath here in the back. But some places it settled a little, so we started off and we shot elevations. We shot the floor 6 inches below this finished floor, and then we added 1.5 inches foam. That's those scraps of foam right there. So we had 1.5 inches foam underneath, and then a 4.5 inch pour. So we laid the foam down, and then on top of that added remesh, and then poured the floor. So as you'll see in the time lapse, the only way to get the concrete in was we shot the concrete truck through that window there and it brought the concrete to about here, and then we had to rake it all back to get it back there. With the transit level, we were able to put screws in at finished floor height in all the bottom course of tires there, so we knew where we were taking the floor to. So we poured the concrete a little wet, and then we were able to rake it all the way back. Make it easier on ourselves, and then we screeded it out, taking it to the level of those tires. We ran around with the mag floats and sort of just leveled it out by hand around the edges, and then that's what we used the 2x4 screed board to shoot to. So after the back pour, we ended up with some extra concrete that we were able to dump outside and bring in wheelbarrows and start packing out the tire wall. I kind of wish we were a little more on it. I could have ordered extra, and we probably could have packed out this whole wall with extra concrete. It would have been way quicker. I'm gonna have to do all that mixing by hand now. So able to pack out this wing wall here, as well as a little bit of the front wall. The next day, we pretty much repeated what we did back there. We laid down insulation board, 1.5 inches, and then remesh over this whole thing. We set the form for the planter the same height, and then we used our pour from the previous day to set the height for that side. We did also end up with a lot of extra concrete for this pour, but it was a lot hotter and windier that day, so we weren't able to get it in. I was hoping to use that to pack out the rest of this. We were also still worried about dropping any on this fresh slab. As you can see, this is all the extra concrete that we were left with. There's a pile here and a pile there. It set up quicker than we could throw it into the wall, so all that kind of went to waste, which is a bummer, but that was the minimum I could get for a concrete truck, so it would have been wasted regardless. Alright, Cole and I are working on the Earthship. We just spent the morning leveling off and shooting elevation for the back U. We're going to be pouring the concrete tomorrow. Just getting insulation board. So we set the subfloor 6 inches below finished floor, then we're putting 1.5 inches foam down, and then we'll remesh over that. Didn't film it yesterday, but we threw down remesh and little chairs to hold it up on the back U-pour. We're going to be pouring the whole building, but we're going to do it in 2 different pours. Today we're going to pour the backside. We got a truck coming in the next couple hours, and then we'll insulate this and remesh this and pour it tomorrow.